Thanks, guys. Thanks, everybody. After a great press conference earlier announcing the signing of Campbell Hatton, we move on to the main press conference, the big press conference. The press conference for the Unified World Heavyweight Championship between Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev, live on Sky Sports box office this Saturday and DAZN around the world. Plenty of fights to get through on the card, and kicking us off is a cracking little fight between Ashfaq and Ashley Lane. Welcome, gents, both of you. Kez, I'm going to start with you. Coming back, we know disappointment in the defeat to Mark Leach. You've had your experience now boxing behind closed doors. We do have 1,000 back in at the weekend, but this is a big fight for you. What have you taken away from the defeat to Mark Leach?
You can always learn something from a defeat. You learn more than you do from a win, because sometimes things that go wrong, if you still win the fight, you might brush them under the carpet. But like I said, there was a load of things, not so much in terms of my performance, but the reasons behind the bad performance in my eyes was behind the scenes and stuff that I could control and couldn't control. So it was just one of them learning curves, and I just felt like what was meant to be that night. And it wasn't so much that I got beat by the better lad. It was more, it just wasn't my night, and that's the way I see it.
I find that, you know, when a young fighter's coming through and they step up and they take a defeat, sometimes the career becomes a lot more exciting. You know, they have to take bigger tests. This is a good fight with Ashley Lane, but all of a sudden you will be moving faster, and you have experienced that defeat rather than just almost being gifted all these victories to a point where you're not good enough when you take that leap. So confident that there's still a huge amount to come from Ashfaq and chasing titles in 2021.
Definitely, without a doubt. Like you say, that defeat, if anything, will keep me in good stead down the line. And taking this fight with Ashley Lane, Ashley Lane's no mug. His last 8 fights, he's lost 1, and that was for the British and Commonwealth. So that shows his pedigree. And within them last 8 fights, he was a Commonwealth champion at my weight as well. So I'm ready to take all the step-ups. As you've noticed already, I take all the fights. I'm not one to shy away from a fight, and that's the way I mean to go on.
Yeah, Ashley, former Commonwealth champion, welcome as well, and welcome to your team. Chris Sanagar and others, who's probably done 600 laps outside, I think, of the bubble so far. Big fight for you, big moment. You've been involved in some big fights as well, and come into this full of confidence and obviously looking to inflict consecutive defeats for Ashfaq.
Yeah, I mean, it's just a small team, me and Chris. Go on the road, we do the business, you know, we don't care where we're going. Fighting Ashfaq, yeah, it's, you know, I mean, his confidence being hit. He's going to be feeling a bit down from that loss to Mark Leach, but I'm expecting him to bring a good performance, and we're bringing a good performance. I'll be a great fight on the night, and God willing, I'll have my hand raised.
What's boxing been like for you during the pandemic? We know that you're always that guy who keeps himself ready. Jamie and Chris putting your name forward for all these big fights as well. Frustrating at times not knowing when you're going to be boxing, and obviously a major plus to get a good performance and a good run out on a massive card before the close of the year.
To be honest, Eddie, I mean, like a lot of people probably don't know, I've retired in September. So, like, you know, the COVID came, the lockdown came, I got a new job. I was like, boxing's, you know, behind me now. I'm moving on. And then as soon as I said that, Jamie and Chris kept ringing me, we've got your fight. I said, nah, I'm retired, leave it out. And then Jamie rang me 2 weeks ago, do you want this fight? On the AJ show, I was like, yeah, I'll have that. Yeah, it's an opportunity you can't turn down, you know. So for me, I see this fight as a bonus for me. No, I walked away from boxing 3 months ago. I wasn't going to come back. Now I'm here on one of the biggest shows of the year, you know, on the undercard of like world heavyweight title. Like this is a bonus. So no matter what happens on the night, I've already won, and I've just paid for a year's license and medical. I might as well carry on boxing now.
And obviously, if you do win, one thing is for sure, you definitely won't be retiring. Don't care what you say, you won't be.
Well, you know, no, I don't think I can now anyway, you know. But like, you know, some people are saying like this fight's do or die. I think Ashfaq could be a British champion in the future. He's got a great amateur pedigree, he's got good skill, you know, and whether he loses or wins on the night, he'll go and be a champion in the future. With me, you know, I've been there, I've done it, I've won the Commonwealth. I mean, like, back in September, March 2017, I was going to retire again. I didn't. Within 6 months, I was Commonwealth champion. So I mean, like, one loss doesn't dictate whether you go on to win titles or not. So I mean, whatever happens Saturday, Kaz Ashfaq's got a future in boxing. I've also got a few more years left in boxing. And like I say, God willing, I'll win, and I can't retire now, can I? You know. I mean, look at this. It's beautiful.
I'm sure Chris will let you.
Nah, I mean, he won't let me.
Ashley, thanks. Kez, just finally from you as well. Do you feel the pressure on Saturday for a good performance? We know you're coming off the disappointment. You want to make a statement on Saturday night?
Definitely want to make a statement, but pressure doesn't bother me. Pressure makes diamonds. You know, I'm one of them people that I've been to the highest mountains in the amateurs, the Olympics, all that sort of stuff. Didn't bother me then, so it won't bother me now.
Good. Well, we look forward to this cracking opener to the night. This is going to kick off the Facebook action on Saturday night. Kez Ashfaq against Ashley Lane. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head here, please.
Okay, so that is Kez Ashfaq against Ashley Lane, and hopefully, Ashley, will you just stand in that box there? Just give us a quick interview live on Sky Sports. This would be some Rocky story for you, wouldn't it? You really bigged up Kez Ashfaq there. How highly do you rate him? What have you got to do to beat him? What can you do to beat him?
You know, I mean, I wasn't picking him up. I was just honest. You look at this pedigree as an amateur, as Olympic, you know, I don't know how he did in the Olympics, but he was an Olympian. So he was a very good amateur. He's coming as a pro. He's looked very good against, you know, average opponents. But then he stepped up, he boxed Mark Leach, and he lost. You know, he got dropped twice. I mean, you know, I think I can beat him. I'm here. He doesn't sound very confident, you know. We'll see on the night, won't we? It's just boxing at the end of the day. I'm going in there, I'm having fun, I'm enjoying everything that's happening this week. It's a great time to be alive.
Second guessing, but obviously they're looking to bring him back for a win after his first professional defeat. They've selected you. Do you think they've made a bad mistake there?
Well, I mean, look, if you look at me, like, you know, I mean, back at the beginning of my career, I'll be honest, I was rubbish. I was crap. You know, I mean, like, I've got to be honest, didn't I? As an amateur, one of the best amateurs in the world, you know, I had lots of fights, I did all right, but then turning pro over, you know, I win, loss, win, loss, win, loss. I never really got a good run.
That was because you were matched very hard, though, wasn't it? From like the outset, there was no gimmies.
Yeah, I was matched hard, you know, Gavin McDonald and Josh Weil and whatnot. So yeah, I was matched hard, but like, if you look at your technical abilities and whatnot, I wasn't that great, to be honest. And it's only been this last couple of years I've really stepped into my stride, got a proper coach here and there, and we've taken some good steps forward, you know, winning the Commonwealth and whatnot. When I lost to Brad Foster, that was one of my worst performances, and it was a good fight. And he was probably one of the best of the kids I've fought. But, you know, looking at all of that and then only give me 2 weeks notice, it kind of, they think they'll beat me. We know that's why they picked me at 2 weeks notice, you know. But even though I retired from boxing, I've stayed in the gym. I made the weight easy. I woke up this morning, I'm under. Happy days, you know. So I'm having some good food, I'm enjoying the limelight, and the boxer boxes at his best when he's happy. I'm a happy fella, man. I'm here, like, life can be better, it's a dream.
Brilliant. Well, we wish you all the best of luck on Saturday. Thanks for joining us. Enjoy the rest of your day. Take care. Let's just bring Adam Smith in while we're waiting for the next fight to get underway. Just go straight to the main event, Adam. I mean, everyone's getting excited now. It's getting a bit nervy in the room, isn't it?
Absolutely. It's the first time they're going to come face to face, and we remember what happened sort of 3 years ago when they were meant to fight AJ and Pulev. It wasn't meant to be. It's going to happen, and we can't wait. Next one.
I don't think this one is going to be boring at all. I really, really don't. Kez Ashfaq is just finishing with our colleagues over at Matchroom, and we are going to go straight over to promoter Eddie Hearn.
Thanks, guys. The second fight of the night, the first fight on the live transmission on Saturday night, Sky Sports and DAZN around the world. This is another cracking fight. Two undefeated fighters. This fight got made very late in the week, and I'll go on to explain that shortly. But we had someone up here earlier with an incredible following, with the great Ricky Hatton, with his son Campbell Hatton turning pro. This man to my right, Florian Marco, I'm not sure I've seen such support, such passionate numbers, so many people sliding in my DMs, initially with a little bit of stick, you know, now with a little bit of love, because we're delighted to welcome Florian Marco to the Matchroom team. And social media is so powerful, because the man to my left stepped up a couple of days ago and got himself a big payday and a big fight and a massive opportunity to create a name for himself. Florian Marco v Jamie Stewart, the first fight of our live transmission on Saturday night. To give you a little bit of perspective, we made a fight with Florian Marco earlier in the week. Unfortunately, I think his supporters scared the gentleman off a little bit, and he decided that he had a rib injury just a few hours later, which was quite convenient. We tried to make the Chris Congo fight. Unfortunately, he couldn't make weight, and all of a sudden, Jamie Stewart piped up on social media. I think he said he was going to cave his head in at one stage, but you know, I know that was just to get the fight. We'll come on to that. But this is an opportunity of a lifetime for fighters that are willing to take risks and take gambles. Jamie, we'll start with you. Welcome, welcome. Big fight for you, big stage. You stayed ready. You got the call. You're here.
Well, I've been ready since September, since my last outing with Hennessy Jr. It was middleweight, got called it light middleweight because I couldn't make the weight. But yeah, I did what I had to do to get the fight, because I would not want to, you know, like sometimes the boxer might not fight because of someone pulling out. So I thought I could grab an opportunity to get back out there and people see who I am and what I've got.
Those opportunities for fighters like you know, not coming through with, you know, the GB experience, the ABAs, the Olympic background, you've got to take those chances when they come. We saw you on Channel 5 beating Mick Hennessy. You were junior, you were the away fighter there. You came on, you've done the business in a really good performance. How much more is there to come from you?
I feel that there was more, because I took that fight on a 2-week notice. I weren't really training for that fight, where since after that fight I've been in the gym every day, non-stop. I've been down lower than the weight that I am now today, so I feel very comfortable, and I know he's dangerous, and that's all that I want for my supporters. I've been saying for months now, I don't want Fight Journeyman no more. I need a test and a challenge, and I know he's a big puncher, and that's just like something I'd like risk.
Well, he's all action, he is a big puncher, but this is the biggest of stages. I mean, this is the World Heavyweight Championship undercard. This is live on Sky Sports Box Office, live on DAZN. We're going to see you go out there and enjoy yourself, have fun. I mean, a win for you here, I can't tell you how big a win for you would be. Talk about life-changing. This is a game changer for you. Even a good performance is a game changer for you.
I've got that many people following back home that I've got to go out and put a good show on here. There's a lot of boxers in Stoke that are not with my gym, but I think they're fake boxers that sell tickets and get the easy fights. So I want to be there fighting decent fights. I want to be there showing that I'm tough and I'm there and I'm ready.
Florian, we know the man called the fight out. You've got to give him the respect for taking it. Many others wouldn't. Ross in the office went through 40 opponents, and they all turned this opportunity down before Christmas, live on TV. Not going to be easy for you on Saturday. We know this man is undefeated. We know he hasn't had many fights, so therefore he doesn't have much fear, which should lead to a fantastic fight on Saturday.
Yes, thanks. First of all, I want to thank you for putting me in this show. I've been waiting this moment a long time. Thanks also to Joshua. About the opponent, I didn't understand really good what he was talking about, but I've been training really hard. This is my moment, you know, and I don't care who is in front of me. I don't see opponents. I see only someone who tries to stop me from reaching my dreams and making my family lives better. You know, that is, boxing is for me to make my family lives better.
We talked earlier in the week with Sam Jones, and thanks for all his help as well in joining the team, and also for this fight. The support you have is quite incredible. You know, when you started telling me in the week about the potential of fighting in Albania, filling up football stadiums over there, that's the kind of stuff as a business and as a company we live for and we dream about. How real is that? I mean, we know you got a tough fight on Saturday, but this support is like something that we've never seen before.
Yes, the thing is that the UK fans doesn't know really good my background. I'm not new in this game. I have been fighting since I was 12 years old. I have given 110 kickboxing fight. I was 4 times world champion. You know, it's not new for me. The my fans have been following my career from the beginning. I have been fighting a lot of times in Europe, but my Albanian fans make the difference. You know, they fill stadiums wherever I have been, and I appreciate that. Now I will win with my performance and my character. Also the UK fans, I'm really happy. And when I will fight back home, I guarantee that I will feel whatever arena is back.
We know Jamie will bring the smoke on Saturday, but you want all the smoke, don't you, at 147 pounds? I mean, Chris Congo, Josh Kelly, Conor Benn, it doesn't matter. You want to face all these guys if you get through on Saturday.
Exactly. I want to fight whoever thinks that is the best welterweight in this division. Don't bring me guys that they have bad records and good fighters. Bring me the best guys that they have best records, and you see what I'm gonna do to them. When they are in the ring with me, they change. Maybe before the ring they talk, I'm gonna do this to Florian, but when they are in front of me, everything changed. When they feel my speed and my power, they change their mind, and you're gonna see this first Saturday and then the next fight. Congratulations to Jamie Stewart who accepted the fight. Respect for that, but I'm sorry for Saturday.
Well, I know that two great guys, two undefeated fighters. This is going to be all action to kick us off on Saturday night. Gentlemen, let's have a head-to-head up here, please.
Okay, plenty of respect between the two there. Florian, will you just give us a couple of minutes just on that bit of tape there on the floor? You can take your mask off for this, yeah. Talking the talk is one thing. Some people talk it, but they can't walk it. They can't back it up when the first bell rings. You seem very, very confident that it doesn't really matter who's in the opposite corner. You're going to do your job on Saturday.
Yes, 100%. I've been working all my life. This is my dreams come true. You know how I cannot be confident. If you are not confident in this sport, then why you are doing it? We are not going to dance in there. We are going to fight, and I'm confident that I'm good on this.
You come with a brilliant reputation. Sam Jones has done a great job in building you up. Now you have to back that up. You're going to have a lot of new eyes on you for the first time. It's the Unified World Heavyweight title that's top of the bill. It's on Sky Sports box office. Maybe there might be a little bit of extra pressure. Do you feel any of this extra pressure, or are you a bit of a showman that you like this platform?
Oh, I like the pressure. I'm happy that we'll have also a crowd there. When they will scream about our fight, I feel like a gladiator, and I'm very happy to be and to perform after 1 year in front of the crowd.
Spoke about it briefly yesterday. You don't really look to win fights on points. You want to do damage and you want to score knockouts. That's true, isn't it?
Yes, because the people this is that they love. You know, they love knockouts, excitement, and my style, my power bring this. I hope this Saturday, with the help of God, I will win with a knockout.
You've already got plenty of wins under your belt already, but this is the start of the Matchroom journey. This is the start of the journey on Sky Sports. Where's this journey going to go? How confident are you that you're going to be able to make it to the very, very top?
I believe in my abilities, and with my next fights, I will show to the world that I'm a different level. And of course, my dream is to win a world title and to defend it back home and here in UK, in London.
And Eddie said you've got this division on notice. You want the big names. Do you really believe that you're going to say to Eddie Hearn after this fight, look, I don't mind, bring me anyone? Is that true? Is there anybody that you would prefer to box next?
I can box whoever they bring me. Whoever Eddie thinks that he is for me, I don't say no to no one. All the division knows now my name, and I think every one of them, they will watch my fight. They know that the real is on the rise, and they will see me.
And the way that you're feeling, do you believe that you get this job done inside the distance on Saturday?
I think I will stop him inside the 4 rounds with the help of God.
Perfect. Thank you very much. Wish you all the best of luck. Okay, who wants to come in and give us a very quick chat? Johnny Nelson. Johnny, you stood just off camera there listening to that. I kind of like the talking side of it. He's got to back it up though. They're big talk.
We'll do it quick before these boys come on. I liked everything about that kid's body language. You know, he's talking to you. He's like, this is no big deal to him. So this kid's very comfortable within his skin. I'm actually surprised he didn't shout out the Benz and Co. But I like him. I'm keeping an eye on him.
Let's get back over to Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, guys. The second live TV fight of the night is another cracker. Kieran Conway against Macaulay Mcgowan. Of course, we know that originally Sully Sissoko was due to fight Kieran Conway. In stepped another man with the opportunity to change his career, another man with the opportunity to turn everything on his head in Macaulay Mcgowan. We'll start with you, Kieran. You look in tremendous shape. We know that you are due to face Sullivan Sissoko. You now have a Brit in front of you that's coming with plenty of fire and plenty of passion, but very focused ahead of this important fight for you on Saturday.
Yeah, I'm massively focused. I always look at what's in front of me. I'm not looking past it at all. I'm here to do a job. I was gutted when Sissoko pulled, but fair play to him for stepping in at this sort of notice. I've been there, stepped in at short notice, and I respect that a lot. But I'm here to do a job, and I'll fight fire with fire if I have to.
We talk about that. It wasn't so long ago before we all teamed up that you were the guy that was waiting for the phone call, looking to take the opportunity at late notice. You did it against Ted Cheeseman when you got the fight for the British title and the draw in that fight as well. So you've been in these kind of positions before, and you know how hungry Macaulay Mcgowan will be on Saturday night.
Yeah, but I took the short notice things because I stay in shape. I'm huge for the weight. I'm big. I'm coming in with the presence. It's just going to overwhelm him on the night.
Do you feel you need to make a statement on Saturday night? You are the favourite going into the fight. Such a tremendous mix. We won the purse bid yesterday for Ted Cheeseman against JJ Metcalf. Tremendous fight. Sam Eggington, Anthony Fowler, all these great 154-pounders. Also, Scott Fitzgerald coming back into the mix in February as well. Do you feel a statement is needed, and what a massive platform for you to do that?
Yeah, a statement probably is needed, but this is the perfect place to do it. There's going to be absolutely loads of people watching this, and hopefully they're going to remember my name and really cement it into that list.
Well, Macaulay, welcome. You are a character, mate. I saw in your last fight, you know, you faced the very, very tough Kazakh, one of the top young prospects in the world. You stood with him for 10 rounds in a tough performance. You called out this fight. You stayed ready. Massive platform. Big opportunity for you on Saturday.
Yeah, took a bit of a beat in my last fight, but life's about being resilient and bouncing back. I know a lot of people think I can't do it on a week's notice, but watching the film the other day, and bees, by all gravitational law, should not be able to fly. They're short and fat, little wings, but bees don't care what humans think. I don't care what anyone thinks. I'm coming for the win.
Are you the bee? Are you the bee on Saturday night?
I'm a big, horrible Mancunian bee. That's what I am.
What are we going to see from you in this fight? You know, I mean, a victory would be life-changing. A great performance and an entertaining fight would also be life-changing as well. What's the style of Macaulay Mcgowan? We know Kieran Conway's an excellent technical boxer, looks really, really good. Have you got to get in there? Have you got to rough him up? Have you got to make it uncomfortable for him?
Listen, I'm not going to sit here and say, oh, I'm going to come with anything different. I'm just coming for a fight. That's all I'm coming for. It's going to be an absolute fight. That's it. Absolute war, baby. Let's go. Whoa!
Well, you started slow and now you're moving really fast. That was going to be my last question, but I feel like there's more to come. So is it from the first bell, Macaulay, first bell of action? Because a lot of people sit here and say, we're going to do this, we're going to do that. If you go out and you have a war on Saturday night, the people are going to fall in love with you.
Mate, I'm here to entertain and have a good read and write and go home and see my family. I'm not here to... I've stepped in on a week's notice. If you can come in here to, oh, you know, I'm going to have a war and go out and just tippy-tappy and, you know, whatever. Mate, I got a paste in my last fight. I need to make a statement now. I need to go out there and do what I do best. Not think about it. Just go and do what I do best and have a good fight. And I honestly believe, I wouldn't have took the fight if I didn't think I could make a statement and win. Why would I? Why would I take a fight if I thought, oh, I'm going to lose? So... yeah, I'm coming for it. Good
man. The Manchester Bee. You got everything to gain and you got everything to lose. Hungry competitor, arguably a little bit crazy as well. He's going to come and bring it, the action on Saturday night.
I don't think it's arguable that it's crazy. I think he is crazy. I think he's quite delusional. The words he says, knocking me out, I don't know where that comes from. And I don't think anyone's even come close to that yet. So, with 3 knockouts on his record.
I'm a bumblebee, remember? I don't care about what humans think.
I don't know how to reply to that one.
I do. Kieran Conway against Macaulay Mcgowan. 10 rounds of non-stop action. They've talked the talk. Let's see it. Yeah, Saturday night. Let's go to war.
Yeah, he's a good kid. We'll have it. Definitely.
Good. We will have it in the ring around 7 p.m. on Saturday night. It's going to be a cracker. Gents, both to here for a head-to-head, please.
At Usyk Chisora, we had like the debate of which animal really was the king of the jungle, and now again I feel like we're debating the strength of the bee against the human. These bubbles are getting to people, I reckon.
The lion, the elephant, and the bee, the bumblebee. You've got to get a word with him, Andy. He's brilliant.
Yeah, well, the plan is that Macaulay Mcgowan is going to step off stage and come straight to us, hopefully. Macaulay, just on that line, lovely to meet you. Just tell us how this has all come about. Where were you a week ago when the phone rang? Is it about a week or shorter than that?
Last week I was putting mix into a mixer, labouring on a bricklayer, and then out on the biggest card of the year. So yeah, just enjoying it. I love it.
What an opportunity for you. And I mean, Eddie Hearn's a promoter, he's going to say these things, but would this change your life? If you can come through this, get a win, and look good doing it, do you think this could change your life for the better and put you onto the bigger and better things in boxing?
Yeah, definitely. Last year I had an incident with my son where he suffered a brain injury. Exactly a year later, well, a year shy of a week, I'm here ready to change my life for the better, change his life, change my daughter's life, so let's go. There's a bigger meaning than all this messing about, believe me.
Yeah, I mean, talking is one thing. When that first bell rings, I know that everybody's laughing and joking up there, but when that first bell rings, what do you think you have to do to beat Kieran Conway?
I've got to be composed, but I've got to bring it. Like I said, I have. Don't get me wrong, when I'm saying I'm coming for a war, don't expect like I'm reckless or stupid like that. I'm going to bring the heat, don't get me wrong, but I'm going to be composed with it, believe me.
You don't fear a challenge. You jumped in against a very talented Kazakh fighter in your last fight and went the distance and did well doing so. Have you got questions of your own that you want to answer in this one, that you want to come back with a win and a good performance?
Yeah, I mean, everyone's just... I got a bit of praise for the wrong reasons, really, the last fight, saying, oh, I'm tough, I'm durable and all that. That's not what I'll be remembered for. So I'm here to ready to make a statement. You know, I'm better than that. All right, I am tough, yeah, I have got heart. I've always said that. But, you know, I'm ready to show that there's another side to my game. And, you know, I'm ready to get up there myself, you know what I mean? I'm not just going to be this opponent that's tough. Wow, what's the point? I'll just leave the ring with life-changing injuries. I want to change my life. I want to be the best at the end of the day. So that's why I'm jumping at these opportunities. So
we're talking about the fact it could become a real toe-to-toe battle. But if it's a boxing match, do you think you're a better boxer than Kieran Conway?
You know what? It's hard for me to sit here and say that because it's just contradicting. If you look at my fights and you look at his fights, he's obviously looks the better boxer. But as an amateur, I actually won national titles myself. I've got good wins over good kids as an amateur. So listen, I've got a good boxing brain that people haven't seen. But I'm not ready to. I don't want to use that. I'm just coming for a fight.
And obviously, you said you're staying ready. Yeah. If you had enough notice to get this job done, do you feel you can go in there on Saturday night and put on a performance?
Listen, forget the notice. When I win, I've won. Like because I've won. If he does win, don't start saying, oh, he only beat an opponent with a week's notice. I'm not into that. It's a proper fight on Saturday, and that's the end of it. I've chose to take this fight. Forget the week's notice. Forget everything. I've chose to take this fight. So that's where we're at.
Just quickly, the Bumblebee. Are you going to wear Bumblebee shorts? What's the Bumblebee? Very synonymous with Manchester, obviously.
No, I'm going to use the shorts from my last fight with my daughter's name on the front and my son's name on the back. The Bumblebee quote come from watching Bees with my family. Yeah, obviously the film Bees, so come up. I thought it was a good quote. Why not?
It was. No, it was good. It's good to get everyone talking. Listen, go well. Thanks very much for joining us. Wish you all the best of luck. Adam, we've got a little bit of time to fill here. Yeah, come on in. I often say it's not the fight game that I love, it's the fighters, and that is a perfect example there. Kieran Conway, you know, his opponent falls out there, Macaulay Mcgowan comes here and he's already got us all talking.
It's brilliant, aren't they? They're all characters. That's why we love them. You know, we love the fight game, but we love the people in it. They've got different backgrounds, different stories, and what a personality. The Bumblebee's great. We've had the lion, the elephant, all sorts in the bubble. We get the bee. Let's see what he's made of. But this behind us is the fight I'm really looking forward to. And can Martin Piccoli step up? We've been very impressed with him the last year or two. Billy Nelson believes he's the next coming, but he's got a very, very tough fight against Kuzman.
Well, we move to
let's get over
the third televised fight on the card. For me, I think this could be fight of the night. The WBC International Heavyweight Championship between Martin Piccoli and Sergei Kuzman. This is a fantastic fight, an absolute must-win for both of these talented heavyweights to move on and potentially look to challenge for the World Heavyweight title in 2021. I'm going to start with Martin. Martin, welcome. This is the kind of fight you've been looking for a long time, isn't it? It's never easy to match talented, dangerous heavyweights. Respect to Sergei Kuzman for stepping up, but this is it. This is your moment to shine and put your footprint on the heavyweight division.
Yeah, thank you, Eddie, and thank you everyone who come down here. I want to thank you first for this big fight for me, and I'm looking forward to it. Like I always call, people out. I always want to fight the best. Saturday night I have a best opponent close to you, only your left. So I'm looking forward to that.
This is the first time for a long time, probably since the Michael Hunter fight, someone who is coming to win, someone who is a world-class heavyweight. A fantastic amateur. You saw him KO Joe Joyce in the amateurs. We know Kuzman punches very hard as well. Having the danger in the opposite corner, is that going to take your performance up the levels as well? And must mean you're very excited for this fight as opposed to going in there knowing you've got an easy night's work.
Yeah, like you said, I'm so exciting, in the boxing, if you don't take a risk, so you're not a professional. I've been training with AJ, all top guys out there in the UK, so I can say he's my opponent. I can't say anything. This is a men fight, it's no woman fight. So Saturday, looking forward, and I will see what he's going to bring on the table.
Finally, you know that Kuzman is a big puncher, he's an aggressive fighter as well. Do you look for the knockout on Saturday? You need to make a statement to the world that you are the man for the heavyweight division.
Don't forget I am a big puncher as well, and I can get punched. That is the problem. So he's in a big trouble because I'll not give him time. He can get punched, he can punch, I can get punched, I can punch. And the best, we'll see the best was the best last night. We both have 15 fights, one loss to one guy. So this is meaning a lot. All our career is online, the best must win.
Yep, correct. One defeat to the same individual. Go to Sergei Kuzman, and thank you to Andrei Rybinski, Vadim Kornlov and Max and the World of Boxing team. Always come well prepared, always come to win. Sergei, this is a massive fight for you, a must-win fight on Saturday.
Серег, это большой бой для тебя. Ты, наверное, должен выиграть. Что ты думаешь по этому поводу?
Для меня каждый поединок, тем более за пределами моей родины, проводя его в этот раз здесь, в Англии, и я считаю, что здесь ничего не меняется. Я, как всегда, приехал за победой и буду выигрывать и выходить делать все для того, чтобы победить.
Well, for me, every fight is very important, no matter who is opponent. And as always, I come to Great Britain to win. So we just a new goal for me in face of Martin Macaulay.
I said to Martin Macaulay that Sergei was a big puncher. He said, I'm also a big puncher. Do you see this fight ending inside the distance, and do you see this being the fight that everybody expects?
Эдди сказал, что ты большой панчер, Мартин тоже. Видишь ли ты, что этот бой пройдет всю дистанцию, или он закончится досрочно?
Вы знаете, в супертяжелом весе, как всегда, может исход завершить один удар. И в нашем поединке тоже Мартин хороший боксер, я высокого класса боксер. Так что я думаю, что все возможно, что пройдет всю дистанцию, либо будет нокаут. Здесь уже зависит от самого поединка, от как будем боксировать, кто как будет готов, как выдержит свой план на бой. И, соответственно, затем и будет победа.
In the heavyweight division, anything can happen. One punch can change everything. But, it depends how me or Martin will follow the plan for the fight. It also can go all distance. Nobody knows.
Well, I promise you this will be a cracking fight. Two genuine top 15 world heavyweight rated guys here in a must-win fight for both of their careers. I expect this to be a tremendous, tremendous fight. In the ring around 7:30, 7:45, live on Sky Sports box office in the UK and DAZN around the world. Gentlemen, can we have a head-to-head here, please?
just bring in Adam Smith. You said, Adam, that you've got a feeling that this one could steal the show. Just set it up for us.
Yeah, I've really looked forward to this fight. It's been delayed slightly, but it's a classic sort of crossroads match. Bring Eddie in here. He absolutely loves this. We both like this fight a lot.
Joe, I love the fight because both guys want to go on and challenge for world heavyweight titles. Both guys want to be in those massive fights. And whenever we say, I know I've got my corny line, winner stays on, this is it. Winner stays on in the heavyweight division for these guys. Kuzman is a really good fighter, fantastic amateur. He knocked out Joe Joyce in the amateurs. That tells you everything you need to know. Yeah, it tells you everything you need to know, really. And, you know, and Piccoli is a good fighter, dangerous fighter. Of course, the Hunter defeat. Is there any question marks over his toughness? I mean, he took a lot of shots in that fight, but, you know, I mean, ultimately, we're going to see everything we need to know about both guys on Saturday.
I've seen Martin Piccoli spar many, many rounds with Anthony Joshua. I don't know if there's a problem with his toughness, but I tell you, he could be in for a tough fight tomorrow night because Kuzman can really bang. Both of them need this. We've got another heavyweight fight just about to come up with the big Marius Vac just alongside us and Hughie Fury. There's some real good heavyweights on the card. It's fantastic, isn't it?
Would you put both the fights we've just been talking about, Hughie Fury and Marius Vac and Martin Macaulay and Sergei Kuzman, just in that tier below top level at the moment? And like he said, the winner can quite rightly be talked about in the above bracket.
Absolutely. We've got, you know, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury, you know, Deontay Wilder. We've got, you know, Andy Ruiz, obviously Dillian White and Povetkin's rematch. So many of that sort of tier. But, you know, just below them, there's some great fights to be made. Joe Joyce's brilliant win the other day against Daniel Dubois. You've got Joseph Parker, of course. So, you know, this is a massively important night for the heavyweights, apart from Joshua and Pulev. Of course, that's the summit. But for these guys, yeah, hugely vital.
Well, we move from one big heavyweight fight to another big heavyweight fight. Another fight that really does hold the key to the winner going on and looking to challenge for a world heavyweight title shot in 2021. Hughie Fury against Marius Vac. Marius Vac's seat is gone down. He is about 6'9", and we'll see that when he stands up. But Hughie, firstly, it's for you. This is the kind of fight you've been after for a while. Of course, you joined forces with us. You jumped straight into the Alexander Povetkin fight. Had a couple of stay busy fights, but now straight back into the deep end against Marius Vac.
Yeah, 100%. And I believe I'm ready for all these fights, and people's going to see a major difference because I'm very confident, I work hard, and people's going to see that.
You've seen Marius Vac fight at the top level for a long time. Signs that actually he's improving as his career's gone on. I remember seeing him box Jarrell Miller. We saw him in a great fight with Dillian White in Saudi Arabia just over a year ago as well. Tough fight for you as well. Tall, awkward, technically sound as well, and a fantastic chin.
Yeah, Marius Vac is a tough fella, isn't he? He's been whacked to death and he's still been standing up. So, like I said to you, it's going to be a good fight, but Marius Vac's not for anyone like me, so I'm looking forward to it.
Do you feel the need in this fight to make a statement? I think if there's any criticism of your career so far, it's sometimes you haven't quite set the world alight in the ring, put your foot on the gas and looked explosive. The fights you've been in for such a young age, incredible, and we know you've mixed it with the top guys, but do you feel the pressure or the need to go out there and make a statement and knock Marius Vac out? I've heard it in your interviews that you want to knock him out, you believe you'll knock him out. Do you think that would make a big statement?
Listen, like I said to you, I can box him, I can knock him out. We'll see what I bring to the table. I believe in myself, truly. Whatever I bring, the main thing is get the W. But I'm looking forward to putting the show on. Like I say to you, Marius Vac's never boxed anyone like me before.
Marius, and thank you to your translator as well. Hughie Fury said in the week he believes he's going to knock you out. I hear from Poland you're in tremendous shape, ready for this fight.
Także Hughie Fury mówi, że cię znokautuje, ale ty jesteś niesamowicie w tej formie z Polski i mówi, że jak twoja walka?
43 zawodników to podobnie mówiło co mój przeciwnik.
43 other fighters were saying similar things to my opponent.
Mam nadzieję, że tą energię, którą teraz wykorzystuje, zostawi sobie na tą sobotni pojedynek.
I hope that this energy that he's using now will be left for the Saturday's fight.
Na pewno jestem w jednej z lepszych dyspozycji w dotychczasowej karierze i na pewno w jutrzejszym, w sobotnim pojedynku będę chciał wygrać ten pojedynek po prostu.
I'm certainly in one of the best form in my career, and I will want to win the Saturday's bout.
You've been around a long time, but you seem to be still improving as a fighter, still putting some of your best performances together later on in your career. A victory for you with boxing in Poland would be huge for the rest of your career.
Ty już jesteś bokserem przez dłuższy czas i na pewno jest to już twoja długa kariera i ta wygrana w boksie by dla ciebie dużo znaczyła, by dużo poprawiła.
Ten pojedynek będzie bardzo ważny dla jednego i dla drugiego. Mój przeciwnik na pewno jest o wiele młodszy, chce się dobić do tych walk o tytuły, a ja mu będę chciał przeszkodzić. Tak samo wiem, że wygrana nad nim przybliży mnie gdzieś do kolejnych lepszych pojedynków.
It will be a very difficult fight for both of us. I know that my opponent is much younger and he wants to fight his way up to the title, but I want to stop him. And I also want to win this fight.
Thank you, Marius. And finally, Hughie, for you, we know the division's on fire right now. Big performance from you will lead to a massive 2021.
100%, that's the plan, and I believe I belong in this division, especially at world level. I'm going to take over. Out in words.
Well, we look forward to another great heavyweight fight. Hughie Fury against Marius Wack in the ring around 9 p.m, just slightly before on Saturday night. Do not miss it, gentlemen. Can we have a head-to-head here, please?
Johnny, as these two go head-to-head, just stepping towards him there, Marius Wack. There's a tiny little bit of needle developing in this one.
You know what, he's 40 years old. I got in the lift with this fella. It went dark. It went dark. And he's a big unit. And he's an experienced fighter. And they're both world title challengers. They're both still ambition. These are guys that you'd put world champions in with to test them. They're gatekeepers. So the gatekeepers are fighting each other. For Hughie Fury, he's going to get through him and do a decent job. To say, look, I'm just a bit beyond him. I might not be world champion yet, but I can just be beyond him.
So I think Hughie's just going to join us. Just on that piece of tape there, Hughie, you can pull your mask down for this one. Correct me if I'm wrong. You're quite a quiet guy. You know, you don't say too much on camera. You don't scream and shout. But it seems this week you've got you've got a point to prove and you've got things to say. Is he annoying you at all, Marius Wack? You know, do you feel he's looking past you at all?
Listen, he's definitely not looking past me with his commentary there. So, like you say to you, he knows he's in for a problem with me, and trust me, I'm going to do it.
What have you and your father, Peter, been working on behind closed doors that you can tell us without giving too much away to prepare for someone of Marius Wack's stature? He's very tall, he's got long reach, he's durable.
Yeah, listen, he's a tall fella, but we've been working on everything. Like you say, if it was a 12-round fight, we'd go for the 12 rounds. So distance, but it's going to be something special. So I'm not giving too much away, but I'm super confident in the ability and what we've done in the gym. It's just been practice, sparring, and the key is you can't beat plenty of sparring, and that's what we've been doing.
You've been getting older, you've been getting wiser, you are getting that man strength. It's something that's been said to you for probably about the last 3 years. You'll get your man strength, you'll fill out. Do you feel like, you look bigger across the shoulders, you look more of a man?
You can see the difference from obviously the other fights, and now it's just naturally just filling out. So obviously he is age, and the more mature you come. So it's all got to do with it. I'm more confident in it as well, because I do believe I am world level and people's going to see it.
Do you believe you're punching through the targets now? Yeah, Pavel Sauer is a level below Marius Wack, but you put him away in spectacular fashion.
People will see. Marius Wack will see if I can hit or not, so we'll see.
What do you reckon? If you put it all together though, do you think you win this one convincingly on Saturday?
Yeah, very easy.
Perfect. So it's not your fight, but you have shared the ring with Pulev. What is your thoughts on the main event as it gets ever closer?
Like I say to you, I think Pulev, if he stands his feet and gets behind the jab, he's going to give Joshua a lot of problems because he's got a good jab. Joshua, I think he has more better in the later rounds, so because that's when he fades off. Obviously, age always catches up with you, and I think that's why I caught Pulev in the later rounds. I was absolutely knackered myself, but obviously I put everything into the third round, thought the fight was going to get stopped. But in the later rounds, I hurt him with a right hook or something. But you could see his more defence was leaky. So yeah, it all depends who starts off already. It's quite a close fight.
You bumped into AJ in the lift and he said, what would you advise me to do in this fight? What would you say to him?
I'd say, listen, you've got to start off with and get off his jab. You've got to move to the right and get him steady, because if you let him get comfortable with his jab, then it's going to give him a lot of problems.
What about bubble life as well? Are you managing to keep yourself occupied and not getting too bored or not getting too nervous as well?
To be honest with you, this is what I do day in and day out of life. My gym is on the same place as where I live. So it's gym, eat, sleep. So it's always like jail to me. So I'm used to it.
I can relate to that. I'm a brilliant loner. I'm enjoying it. Huey, get off. Well done, mate. Johnny Nelson, just want to bring you in on this one. Again, listening intently there, he sort of played it down. I don't know. I just thought that Huey swore in our interview earlier in the week. I've never heard him swear before, and I know everyone will say, what are you reading into that? But I just felt like he does want to produce a performance. Maybe he's sick of being talked about as almost like a tier 2 heavyweight.
I think he wants that respect, that heavyweight respect. And the other heavyweights look at him and think, you're a small heavyweight, you can only get so far. This is a chance for him to get that respect. If he does a good job, and I mean a good job, especially if he manages to get the stoppage, that's a brilliant job for him. Then he can start saying, right, I've got my man strength, I'm here now. He does live the life. And I mean, it's a quiet life. It's eat, sleep, gym, eat. And you won't even have a fight coming up. Can you imagine your dad being Peter? We're in the gym today, you know. So that is his life. And so for him, he has dreams past this. But I think he knows he's got to, stand his authority. He's 40 years old. If he keeps losing, he's out of this game. And he loves the game, so he's got a chance to. As I said, I got in the lift with him early on, and I thought, you are massive. And I mean, he just looked big everywhere. So again, it's about movement. Hugh's got to use his movement, use his jab, make him work, make him use those old legs. And if he does that, then he can pick him off. I expect Hugh to be able to pickpocket him, let the shots go. If he can get a stoppage, even better. But I expect him to be too busy, too fast for him, have too much energy for him, and that's what he wants to depend on.
Do you think there's an element of don't confuse my sort of quiet demeanour for a weakness with Hughie Fury? He's not in that mould of throwing tables and smashing things up at a press conference. He very much lets his fists do the talking. That can go against you in the entertainment side of boxing. People talk about the showman. Do you think that goes against Hughie?
Let's see what happens when he finally produces what he wants in the ring, and he can back up his blows, and that's when he'll start getting loud, and he knows that it's on his personality.
Before we go to the main event, another cracking fight, another battle of the undefeateds here in a very, very important cruiserweight contest. Piccoli against Jazuski. We know Lawrence Piccoli due to fight for the world title against Glowacki. He tested positive for COVID at the end of last week. Our best wishes to him, and a massive opportunity for Jazuski, fellow Pole, also undefeated, 20-0. Big opportunity for him to go and fight for the world title against Glowacki, which we expect to see early next year. Lawrence, welcome. One thing that amazed me about you when I gave you that bad news, and let me tell you, it's horrible as a promoter knowing how hard you've worked to have to deliver that to you when you get the text message to say Glowacki's got COVID. You were calm. You were relaxed. I know how hard you've worked. I know how much you wanted to fight for the world title, but you also know a new challenge presents itself on Saturday and you have to overcome it.
Yeah, no, definitely. For me, the most important thing is fighting. The titles and stuff are all going to come in due time, so it was. I thought it was my time this Saturday, but I have to just keep the train going and be a good and undefeated fighter here.
I know that when you get that bad news and you are deflated, sometimes that can affect the performance. Sometimes it can affect the mojo going into the fight. You can't afford to do that here. You know you're in with a world-class fighter in Jazuski. You know a guy who, if he wins on Saturday night, he's going to have a massive all-Polish fight with Glowacki for the title. So you've got to go out there and make a statement on Saturday.
No, definitely. I feel like, if anything, it's a positive because, I'd won the British, Commonwealth, European, and it was almost like, all right, the world title shots just come, but this feels like a final eliminator. So it's added a little bit of spice to Saturday for me. So yeah, I understand that he's got the world at his feet if he manages to win. So I have to make sure that I go and do my thing.
Obviously, you had a long camp for a southpaw in Glowacki. We know you are switching back to orthodox, but how's that preparation been? Are you secretly a little bit pleased that you're fighting an orthodox on Saturday night, or a bit disappointed that all that hard work and southpaw sparring's gone to waste?
No, that's in the bank now. So if I have to, obviously. Don't want to overlook anyone, so I won't even talk about that. But ultimately, orthodox is what we're used to, so you see it every day. So it's nothing to switch back, and I feel super confident.
Final question: you look like you've had a great camp with Shane Mcgowan. You look like you're firing on all cylinders. You look like you're punching very, very hard. Really feeling the opportunity to go in and make a statement in there on Saturday. Let some frustration go.
Yeah, definitely. I feel like it's a good opportunity to put on a mature performance. Shane said he's not going to be happy with me if I don't do certain things in this fight. So I'm going to make sure that they all get done.
Jazuski, welcome via your translator as well. Thank you for taking this opportunity, a massive opportunity for you to go on and really make a name for yourself in the cruiserweight division.
Hello everybody, hello Mr. Eddie, and thank you for give me for the chance. Sorry about my English because it's no good, but what I can say, this is a big chance for me. This is a chance from Eddie, from the matchroom, and I take this, yeah.
We know that Lawrence Piccoli is explosive, he's a big puncher, but very inexperienced as well as a professional, moved very, very quickly as well. You have more fights, you do have a little bit more experience as well, and expecting a tough fight.
Yeah, I have big respect to Lawrence because he's an Olympian medalist, yeah. I give him respect. And now I'm here because we have a fight in Saturday, and that's all, yeah. We must go to the ring and give the fight, yeah. This is a chance for me, and I do everything what I can. But now I think I don't know it's good moment or not good moment for this fight. But I take this now and I go to the ring Saturday and give the fight, yeah.
We know that victory for you would lead to a Glowacki fight for the world title. Massive fight would be for Poland, massive opportunity. You have Mariusz back on the card as well. There'll be a lot of people watching in Poland, and I know it's a tough challenge, but a big opportunity.
Yes, but you know, Glowacki have 12 of weeks preparing for Okoli. I have only 5 days, yeah, and now I do everything what I got. I got 2 days to the Saturday, and we go to the ring, and that's all.
Well, we look forward to it. Lawrence Piccoli against Jazuski. The winner of this fight will face Glowacki for the WBO World Cruiserweight Championship. Again, big opportunity for Lawrence Piccoli to make a statement, and a huge chance for Jazuski as well. Gentlemen, can we have a head-to-head up here, please?
Okay, so Lawrence Piccoli is going to join us very briefly on the stream. Just on that mark on the floor there, Lawrence. Seems super relaxed all week. Now you've gone head-to-head with your opponent. How do you feel? What did you see when you looked into his eyes?
Nothing. It just seems like a standard boxer. I don't want to read too much into that press conference because at the end of the day, when it comes to the bell goes, I think he's going to come to have a real fight. He seems a bit timid at the moment, but I think that could actually spur him on when it comes to the fight times. So I have to be proper switched on.
We're all sort of talking about your pad routine last night, just real spite in your punches. Is that something that you and Shane Mcgowan have actively discussed, hitting harder, punching through the target? Are you looking to do this inside the distance, or are you just looking to actually just improve your technique? It is about punching hard. You've got long levers.
Yeah, no, obviously I think it's the technique that Shane's been trying to instill in me with balance and punching through the target, so I need to kind of execute that on fight day, because on the pads it's easy, there's no punches coming back, so I have to be able to go and implement it when it matters.
You seem so relaxed at the moment. There's no signs that the cruiserweight limit is taking its toll on you, or you've often spoke about, look, my future is at heavyweight, but at the moment, even with a year out, you're okay and you're on weight.
Yeah, I mean, I'm the most shocked here. No, because obviously I really enjoyed quarantine, pizza, the lot, you know. But so yeah,
we've all been there, mate.
I think so. So I was a bit worried, but as soon as I start getting into training and stuff, it's quite easy to make. I think the move up to heavyweight is because I'm quite broad and big, and I enjoy the feeling of like being in there with bigger guys. But ultimately, you know what I mean, I have it's easy for me to make the weight, and I believe that I'm gonna become a cruiserweight world champion. So that's what I'm focused on.
Timeline is quite a blurry one. So taking away the disappointment of not boxing for the world title, you have been in camp for a long time now. When were you first supposed to fight? And COVID has obviously changed those plans dramatically.
Yeah, I mean, it was meant to be like maybe March, and then we pushed to the AJ cap in June, I think it was. And then it's I don't know how long we have, but yeah. That got pushed back, and then now we're here. So
the reason I ask is about leaving it in camp. Some people can overtrain, and it's been months and months and months you've been in and out of the gym.
Yeah, no, that's one thing that I was obviously very conscious of personally, because how sparring was going and pads, and my fitness was just going up and up, and I was thinking, so we kind of tapered off a little bit earlier than usual, but we're just focused on making weight and stuff like that. So I feel good. I feel ready, and that obviously it's not Glowacki, but I feel a sense of not fear, but I feel a little bit like I need to be on it to win this fight. So I feel, yeah, exactly, yeah. So I feel good.
Just on that, how important is it for you just to keep learning? So Johnny Nelson was talking to us yesterday about his progression as a cruiserweight, and there are no easy nights because you can't afford to slip up, but you've gone so quickly. Once you get to world title level, you can't come back down. So one of the positives from this is it is another opportunity to work on things alongside Shane Mcgowan.
Yeah, no, definitely, I see that, but ultimately I believe that I'm at a world-class level already, so I'll have to learn against other world-class fighters. That's just where it is. I feel like there's not really that middle level. This is as close as you potentially get. We don't know how good he's going to be until Saturday, but it's difficult to find fringe world level fighters in the cruiserweight, so it's just getting them mixed up with everyone.
I know fighters hate giving predictions, but we love hearing them. So what's your prediction for Saturday?
I'm going to win by stoppage, I believe, in the first half of the fight. I'd like to go for, but whatever happens, I'm just going to get the victory.
And if you'll say, when I get the victory, if you get the victory, what will your message be to Eddie Hearn? Look, I don't want to wait for my world title shot. I want Gravotsky and I want it quick.
Yeah, definitely. That's where it is. We can't help COVID, but we can reschedule and get it done quickly.
Brilliant. Thank you very much for joining us. We'll see you around the bubble. So I think we've got a little bit of time to fill now, so I'll bring Adam and Johnny, and I'll step well out of the way here. Guys, if you could just distance yourselves. Adam, you were listening. We'll come to you second, Johnny. Yeah, social distancing is difficult for the pair of you. You sat next to each other for, a decade on the ringside, so you've got to get you apart now. Adam, Lawrence Piccoli, where are we at with him at the moment in terms of his progression, do you think?
We're excited about Lawrence Piccoli. He reminds me in many ways of my great friend next to me. He's got an awkward style, but he's got power. He's going to be very, very difficult for anyone to fight. He's unbeaten. He's a champion already at various levels. And I think maybe the World Championship shot this Saturday was a little bit too soon. And I think actually getting Jazuski in as a sort of eliminator, 2 unbeatens, is actually probably a better move at this stage. And I think when Lawrence got that call from Eddie, of course, you're going to be disappointed your world title's off the table. But I think actually he's calm because he probably realises he wants to just get back in a ring, try things out. He's not been with Shane Mcgowan that long, and I think this will stand him in really good stead. I'm excited about Lawrence Piccoli. Johnny will tell you about the different ways of he fought for a world title when he wasn't ready, and then he had to go and rebuild, etc. So it's not necessarily a great thing to rush into something. And Lawrence has been fast-tracked so far, so I think just to slow him down slightly. He's a happy guy. He's a very calm guy. He's with a great trainer now. I think it's a good thing for him.
We were talking about Lawrence and the cruiserweight limit and the size of his frame, but standing there, I don't believe that he's lying. He seemed very, very comfortable as a cruiserweight.
And this new cruiserweight division.
The Bridgerweight division. I thought you might come out of retirement for that one, Johnny, and put your name in the hat. Have you been on the phone to Maurizio?
I'm not that foolish. Those days are done. And you see young guns like Lawrence, and Lawrence is a big unit. The cruiserweight's now massive. And I look at him and think, wow, this kid could easily add onto that frame and become a heavyweight. So the next move is a Bridgerweight. But for him, he could dominate and do really well at cruiserweight. The thing is, he's had 14 fights. His experience is very shallow, but unfortunately, I've said it before, he's too good for his own good. Because now he's in waters where he could go on. I can see him winning the world title, but then he's going to be in against experienced fighters like the guys fighting Saturday night. That's what he wants. He needs experience to feel comfortable, to feel fully confident. So when he comes up against somebody that has the pedigree, has the depth, he'll think, right, I deserve to be here. And I'm confident enough to match him on everything he's got.
He hasn't seemed fully settled with his style yet, has he, Johnny? That's the thing.
That's all. He's not even the finished article yet. And so to say what he's done, say what he's achieved in this space, in this time, it's really good for him. And every fight is a learning fight. So in a way, yeah, it's a blessing. This isn't for the time. I think it's a good bit of experience for him to prepare him for that when that night comes.
Let's just have a quick look in the background. Can you guys just just widen it out, just so we can see? So the silverware is on show. So the stage is being built here for AJ and Pulev. Just look at those belts. I think we really hope that this time next year we're back in a bigger venue and all the belts are on show. But the heavyweight titles are making their way out, the WBA, the WBO and the IBF. Johnny, you can stand back in now, mate. I just wanted to give people a shot of where we're at the moment while we're waiting. Some questions have come in. So Jack Christopher says, thoughts on the loser of this fight, fighting Dillian Whyte or Joe Joyce? I mean, both massive fights if it went that way.
Some great fights out there for 2021. First of all, let's concentrate on this one, Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev. But yeah, with Joe Joyce's huge win a couple of weeks ago against Daniel Dubois, some fantastic fights for him. Alexander Usyk ready and waiting. Joseph Parker was meant to be fighting, wasn't he, this week? And some huge fights next week for the heavyweights. We've already talked about Piccoli and Kuzman. There's Hughie Fury and Mariusz Vach. White Povetkin in the rematch we expect probably sometime in the first 6-8 weeks of the new year. So there's some huge battles for all of them. But if Kubrat Pulev loses dramatically, you've got to wonder at his stage and his age what would go on. If AJ loses, of course, then there's another rebuilding exercise. But we've got to wait and see what Saturday brings us first.
Rich F92, if Pulev puts Joshua on the back foot straight off, do you think it could be a tough night for Joshua? We all know Pulev is strong and durable, but we also know that Joshua can be hurt. What do you make of that?
Good question, Rick. My answer to that is that Joshua's proved he can box on the back foot and the front foot. We saw in his last fight where he actually put on a boxing exhibition. He used his footwork. He got a bit of criticism for it because you're used to Anthony Joshua going in there and steamrolling people. He showed he can box on the back foot as well as the front foot. Pulev, on the other hand, can't box on the back foot. He's a good offensive fighter. He's good at putting the pressure on him. But if you see him going back, he's on his...
We haven't seen him. Doesn't mean that he can't do it. Maybe I'm wrong there. Maybe I'm talking out of turn. But we haven't necessarily seen him have to box on the back foot.
Exactly. But okay, we've not seen him do it. So if he's what we've seen him in, if he's always been an offensive fighter, when the pressure's on him, his success is when he's when he's an offensive fighter. As a defensive fighter, we've not seen that. Would he be tested at that? I think Anthony Joshua can do that because the second he starts going back and starts rocking on his heels, and Joshua puts him under pressure, he's got to hope Joshua misses a shot and then to counter him. Because I don't see that much of him. He's got a sort of an unpredictable, a timing kind of jab where he's rocking backward and forward, so you don't get the rhythm of the shot. Then he'll throw a stiff jab out or try and swing a big right hand in. Now Joshua's got to be smart enough to steady that up, put his jab on his jab, steady what's up in front of him, move him into position, control his environment like he's been doing so far in all the build up to this. You control your opponent, you get him to box exactly how you want him to.
Regens Shiety says AJ will catch Pulev with a right overhand right after Pulev's jab. It'll be a good night. Johnny sort of said about Pulev's lazy jab could be his undoing, but he has got a good jab as well because everybody keeps saying it. People that shared the ring with him say it's not a lazy jab; it's a very good jab.
Jab's the key weapon for a heavyweight. Remember Lennox Lewis's? Go back further to Larry Holmes's fantastic jabs win you fights. Joshua's got a really good jab, so too has Kubrat Pulev. And we saw Joe Joyce the other night utilise his jab. Jabs are hugely important, and I think the first couple of rounds it's key about that battle of the jabs. And if Pulev can get into a rhythm, we've heard what Hughie Fury said, then it'd be difficult for Joshua early. But I think Joshua's got a very good jab, and I think he's got a very fast jab. I think one thing I was thinking of when Johnny was just answering that is that there's not been many knockouts knockouts of Anthony Joshua, for Anthony Joshua lately. If you go back to Carlos Takam, that was a long fight. He stopped him. That was back in October 2017. Since then, Joe Parker went the distance, a late stoppage against Alexander Povetkin, and last year no knockouts for AJ, and of course this year no knockouts yet. So long overdue, a big dramatic performance, isn't he?
Ryan Stewart, I mean, we've spoke about this. This is Eddie starting all this off. If Fury does change his mind and come ringside, will AJ feel more pressure the fact that he's there? Go on, John.
No, you know what, as a fighter, if I saw that, I'd actually put an even better performance. No pressure. I'd be very surprised if Fury did turn up. He's trying to make it quite clear, look, I'm not turning up, he might just rock up for that. But why would he want to do that unless it's a signed, seal and delivered deal between he and Anthony Joshua? So the chances of Fury turning up are slim to none. But for as a fighter, I think Anthony Joshua is focused and professionalness, and we've seen that in his fights coming up. We've seen that from when he's turned professional to focus on the job in hand. And I just couldn't see. Both fighters have got a bit of an ego where they're thinking, why should I give you the platform of my presence? So for that to happen, Rich, I think it's very, very slim.
We spoke about it on the stream yesterday, didn't we, about AJ's weight and how we look into it quite a lot. Holy Man 430, do you think AJ comes in lighter to try and box or heavier to go for the knockout? It's not always that straightforward though, is it? Lighter doesn't mean that he doesn't perhaps carry the power, but he's right. Holy Man is right. When we think about a heavier fighter, we think that they're looking to knock someone out. Is that right? I think we usually go that way, don't we? Lighter for speed, heavier for power.
Mike Tyson was well under 16 stone and he had some power, didn't he? Look, I think with AJ, the key is he should come in around about 17.3 to 17.5, 6. That's the sort of best weight I like to see him at. I think he was too heavy against Carlos Takam, coming in well over 18 stone. He was lighter for Parker, and I know it wasn't a dramatic fight, the Parker fight, but it was an intelligent fight, and Robert McCracken was really impressed with him then. And then, obviously out in the desert, he boxed beautifully and, got that revenge and did it in, as Johnny says, a sort of exhibition way, punch perfect way in many ways. It just depends whether he wants to excite or whether he wants to box. I think we're going to get a mixture from AJ on Saturday night. I think he's going to try a few things out. I think he's going to want to showcase what he's learnt over the last year. He's had a lot of time in the gym under the new team, Robert with Joby Clayton alongside Angel Fernandez. And what I've seen, I think it will be a mixture, and I think he will want to get a knockout. And as I said to you, a big knockout is long overdue for AJ.
People starting to offer some round tips here, Johnny. So Sean Way says AJ knocks out Pulev in the 10th, caution and then stoppage. So he's thinking it's a cautious.
To Kubrat Pulev, who's about 5
No. I am so glad that door's there as well. Can you imagine if he heard me saying that? Sean Way, you nearly got me done there. He thinks that AJ will be cautious early and then force a stoppage later. We spoke about this. We've been around in circles with you of how you think this fight's going to pan out. Are you changing your mind or are you sticking to your guns?
I think Sean, he knows his business, knows what he's talking about.
Is that you just tweeting in as that?
I think I totally agree with him. I think it's a good read, good assessment of what's in front of him. He's used his brain in that assessment. I think it's a cautious move for AJ to start with, and then using his youth, using his size, using his jab, using his power to slowly but surely wear down the older man. That's the game plan that I would tell him to do.
Guys, if you just come this side of the camera, let's go straight to what we can see at the top table there. So Kubrat Pulev speaks good enough English, so I think he's going to probably conduct this in English rather than Bulgarian. What do we think? Do we think he's going to try and say something to try and get under AJ's skin today? You don't think so?
I just think he's been so relaxed all week. I rarely have seen a challenger for the world heavyweight title this at ease. He's so comfortable. He's so excited about this opportunity. He's waited a long time. He's been joking with everybody all week. We wondered when he saw Anthony Joshua whether when he got into the ring yesterday whether there'd be a bit of difference. He was even more at ease, wasn't he? Even more amiable, Kubrat Pulev. He's obviously done everything right for this fight. He's in the shape of his life, and he believes he's going to win.
He's shown the confidence of an experienced man. That's what he's done. There's nothing amateurish. There's no naivety about how he's conducting himself up to this. There's no nerves. You see nothing. it's hard to read into anything.
Do you think he's just really good at concealing them?
Nah, he's been in this game for far too long. He's been in this game for far too long, and he knows the age he's had, the experience he's had. He's been with Klitschko. He's been in this kind of environment where it's a bit more sterile. It's a bit more controlled. It's a bit more. It's like Klitschko's world. He has the experience to feel very comfortable in this. He's going to draw on every aspect of that now to the best of his ability to get the best out of him. So he's got to try and buoy Anthony Joshua to say, look, this is me.
Here we go, our first glance of the unified heavyweight champion on fight week. A fist bump. God, I bet that was a clash of weights there, because they've both got big fists, and the fist bumps aren't playing, are they, this week? One thing I've noticed.
No, we've all been fist bumped by Kubrat Pulev, but it's not pleasant.
Let's get over to Eddie Hearn.
Thank you, gents. Here we go. This is it. This is the curtain closer for a difficult 2020, but it doesn't get any bigger. The unified World Heavyweight Championship between Anthony Joshua and his mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev, live and exclusive on Sky Sports, box office in the UK and DAZN around the world. I want to just thank a few people before we move forward. Of course, we know how difficult it's been to stage major events this year. We are delighted that we will be the first boxing event to have 1,000 fans in the arena on Saturday night. The biggest thanks, of course, to Anthony Joshua and Kubrat Pulev. They stayed patient, they stayed ready. They're here because they want to fight. They didn't want to wait around. We know we're in a pandemic. They wanted to put everything on the line. Kubrat wanted his attempt to become a world champion. Anthony wanted to defend his throne. And thank you to the fighters for making sure we could be here this weekend. I want to thank John Wirt and Ivalo for all their hard work and the arguments along the way as well, and the emails, late nights, backwards and forwards, some things that you don't see. I also want to thank Bob Arum, and we'll hear from him shortly, and his team at Top Rank for all their hard work. And I particularly want to thank the two teams at Matchroom and 258. You know, this has been a really, really difficult exercise for us over the last few weeks in here at the Matchroom residency at Wembley, and also, of course, at Fight Camp at the summer. The team have done a great job and worked tirelessly to make sure we keep the momentum of boxing moving. And there's no bigger momentum than being able to stage the World Heavyweight Championship. 258, Freddie, Andy, Benga, KD, everybody in the team. It's such a great partnership. We're all working together for the same cause, and I want to thank everybody for their help. Before I go to the gentleman up here on the stage, I want to just pass over to Las Vegas. I was disappointed when Mr. Arum couldn't be here. We know just celebrated his 89th birthday, not fit for travel right now in this environment, but we just wanted to catch up with him, and he has a few words for us.
Kubrat Pulev is a really rugged fighter. We were privileged to promote a number of his fights in the United States, and because of his mandatory position in the IBF, he was able to secure this fight with Anthony Joshua. Now, Pulev went into very, very serious training in Bulgaria. He is in the best condition of his career. And frankly, I look for him not only to beat Anthony Joshua, but to knock him out. Pulev is a big, rugged Bulgarian. And I really feel that Joshua is vulnerable and that Pulev will not only beat him, but knock him out. Now, I will greet that victory with the joy that it brings to me, because I've become attached to Pulev. He's a terrific guy, and it's been a pleasure working with him. On the other hand, it will disappoint one of my other guys, the WBC champion, Tyson Fury, because Fury is looking forward to fighting Joshua. I talked to Tyson the other day, yesterday as a matter of fact, and we were already making plans for Tyson Fury to fight other fighters, because Fury agrees with me that there's a great, great chance that Pulev is going to upset the apple cart and beat Joshua. But that's why they do the fights. They do the fights to see what what happens in the ring. I think without a question, whichever way the fight goes, it's going to be a very entertaining fight and certainly well worth the money that fight fans in the UK will be paying to watch it on pay-per-view.
Thank you, Bob. I enjoyed speaking to him the other night. Really believes his man, Kubrat Pulev, will do the business on Saturday night. Pastor John Wirt, John, to say a few words. Thank you, and look forward to a great event on Saturday.
Well, thank you, Eddie, and thanks for having us. And first and foremost, thanks to AJ and Kubrat for doing this, because without them, we wouldn't be here. So kudos to both of you guys for stepping up and making this happen. I also want to thank, obviously, Eddie and your father, Barry, and the rest of the team at Matchroom. They've been first class all around, and this has been really wonderful circumstances under very trying conditions. I also want to thank the networks, Sky Sports and DAZN, who will be televising this around the world. Obviously, I want to thank Bob Arum, our co-promoter at Top Rank, and all of his staff. I want to thank my partner, Ivalo Gatsev, and everybody at Epic Sports, who's also worked very diligently to make this happen. And finally, I want to thank my family, my wife, and my two boys, Alexander and Bobby, who have put up with this crazy career of mine in boxing. As some of you may know, I was Don King's attorney for 15 years, and he had a saying that I think is particularly fitting here. It's a hard road to glory. This has taken 4 years since Kubrat first fought Derek Chisora back in 2016 to finally get here. There have been 4 separate exceptions by the IBF for Joshua to take other fights in lieu of fighting Kubrat. There have been 3 failed purse bids in the sense of we had to do a second elimination fight, and we had to do a fight. So Dominic Brazili, we won a purse bid for that fight. He turned down the fight against Kubrat. We did a purse bid with Dylan White. We won that purse bid. He turned down the fight with Kubrat Pulev. And then we did a purse bid with Jarrell Miller, and he turned down the fight. Ultimately, Kubrat ended up fighting Hughie Fury, who, to his credit, and to Peter Fury's credit, they took this fight even though Hughie had suffered a significant cut prior to the fight. So it's been really hard getting here, but we're finally here, 2 days away. It's really exciting. We're really glad to be here. For Kubrat, this fight is about father and country. You know, Kubrat descends from an ancient people, the Thracians, prior to Bulgaria. And those people, they prided themselves on the prowess of their warriors. And that's what Kubrat is. He's a real warrior. He's here to do what his father dreamt for him. His father wanted 2 boys, he wanted sons that would become boxers and who would eventually become world champions. And that's what Kubrat is here to do. Kubrat's in incredible shape. He's thin, he's lean, he's a lean, mean fighting machine, and he's a man with a mission. And I believe on Saturday night, the referee is going to be raising his hand, and I believe there will be a knockout. And like Mr. Arum, I also believe that Kubrat will knock him out. So thank everybody, and thank you, Eddie, again for having us. Appreciate it.
Thank you, John. We're going to hear from the trainers now. Firstly, Ibn, welcome. We know you've worked hard in camp with Kubrat Pulev. Looks in great shape. A lot of people talking about he looks light, he looks fresh, he looks ready, he's got a smile on his face, ready for a big night on Saturday.
Well, yeah, I mean, of course he's ready. This is what he's trained for his whole life. It's a big opportunity, and you know, even more important, you know, it's a trying time here in the world right now, and he has a chance to take people's mind off, ease it a little bit, with hopefully coming with this victory. To entertain the public and the world, so they can see through his journey of what he's done, you know, in his road to becoming heavyweight champion of the world. So it's good for him to have his opportunity to help the world in this step towards normality, I guess, you know, with this fight going on. So we're ready.
Talk about, obviously, the world right now. It's difficult to prepare. I don't think any fighter can hand on heart say they've had the perfect camp. But you're pleased with your charge. You believe he's in the right shape physically and mentally to take the opportunity on Saturday?
Absolutely. I mean, even more so mentally. And I think that's the biggest point. Kubrat is mentally strong. And I think I think we're going to show a lot of upset the apple cart, obviously. He's ready, and he's going to do what he needs to do to win.
And finally, your charge, Anthony Joshua. I'm sure you've studied him. I'm sure you've worked on him with Kubrat Pulev. Dangerous fighter. You know, he's in great shape as well. It's a big challenge. Two great heavyweights.
Of course, he's. I mean, you know, he's respectable, and you need somebody like Joshua to be there in order to hopefully make, you know, the victory even that much more sweeter. I mean, if he wasn't prepared, if I thought that he wasn't the one to bring that diversity towards Kubrat, it wouldn't be as good. So I think he's very well prepared, and he's ready. He's in his home country. He has a lot to prove, and I think he's going to come out there guns blazing and try to prove it.
Thank you, Ibn. Rob, again, obviously the setup at EIS, it's been difficult for everyone in camp, but you guys have been working hard. AJ looks in great shape, had a good camp and ready for a great fight.
Yeah, he's had a real good camp. He really enjoys boxing. We've been doing more boxing sessions, 2 a day in some cases, for most of the week. So he's enjoyed that. He's sparring great, really good. His athleticism's brilliant. His physical strength is phenomenal, I think, and that's what, you know, people don't realise till they get in the ring with him is how he can move and how strong he is. And I think, you know, he's worked long and hard on the discipline. Doesn't underestimate anybody. Takes everybody dead seriously, but. He's not unified champ twice for no reason. He's a fantastic fighter, and you know, he'll only get better. And this is a good fight for him Saturday night, and it's one that we look forward to.
We know we've always discussed the name of Kubrat Pulev. He's always been there. 3 years ago, you were just 10 days away from facing him at the Millennium Stadium. I know you guys rate Pulev very highly, very well schooled, great amateur as well, and it's going to be a tough fight.
Yeah, of course it is. Anthony fights the very best fighters out there. That's why he's achieved what he's achieved. That's why he's got the name he's got. He doesn't duck anybody. He fights everybody. And certainly Kubrat Pulev's one of the best out there. You know, if not in the top 3 heavyweights. He's a really good fighter. But I believe Anthony's a better fighter. That's why he's the champion, and we believe he'll prove that Saturday night.
A lot of people talking about, you know, the old Joshua versus the last performance against Ruiz. It was a lot more, you know, careful. It had to be. It was very disciplined as well. People asking what Joshua we're going to get this time as well. Do you just think, and you see him as a much more rounded fighter now, and someone who has the ability to do a bit of everything?
I just think he's you know, he's gone through a learning experience. You know, wasn't 100% going into the first Ruiz fight. We took the rematch. You called me within 24 hours the next morning, and you know, in my opinion, he won the rematch comfortably, and we always thought he would, against a very good fighter in Ruiz, by the way, very strong, underestimated boxer. But you know, Anthony's Olympic champion, he's unified champion. He's going from strength to strength. He's looking forward to fighting on Saturday. He's enjoyed the camp. He's boxed really well, and the discipline that you mentioned he's been in him in the spars. He's been disciplined. He's been on point, and you know, Saturday night can't come soon enough.
Thank you. We go to the fighters first. The challenger, mandatory challenger for the IBF title, Kubrat Pulev. Kubrat, welcome. You've seemed very relaxed this week, very happy, smiling around. You're good, you're fit, you're strong, you're ready to fight.
Yes, I'm ready to fight because, yeah, we stay a long time of waiting for this fight. Of course, 2017 I have a little problem here in breast, and that's why I tell to my trainer, yeah, we must go for win, and that's why we must don't fight now. Maybe we can fight 1-2 years later, but I believe this fight come one day. That's why we don't fight 2017, and I'm here now, ready to fight good and to win. And I think Saturday night I take the win.
Obviously, you were due to fight around 3 years ago. Anthony was undefeated at the time, but more inexperienced. Do you think this is a better time or worse time to fight AJ, and you're comfortable with where you are in your career right now?
I understand what you mean, but yeah, 2017, I was 30, I don't know, 38, 37, 36, yeah. I was younger. But also I have this problem, but by one from the sparrings, and I just can't fight because I was not. I can't training, yeah. But now I'm healthy, and yeah, I'm not 22 years old. I don't have time of course, but I'm ready. I'm here. I'm happy that this fight stay now, because in this pandemic all the world, it's not easy. But fight stay, and I'm here, and I'm ready for fight. I'm ready for win.
And finally, John said about your history of warrior mindset. How deep are you prepared to go on Saturday? We know Anthony's coming prepared. He punches hard. He's fast. You as well punch very hard as well. You're willing to do everything to become world champion on Saturday.
Yes, I think I have everything. I'm ready. Yes, of course, respect from Anthony, because Olympic champion and world champion, and respect, good fighter. But I'm ready, and I have everything to be champion.
Thank you, Kubrat. AJ, welcome. It's been a long year. Seems like, looking at the pictures over there, seems like years ago. Has been a year since you fought. This is a great fight for you. I know you've prepped very hard with Rob McCracken and the team. Excited to box in a new environment on Saturday of all the pressure that you always get, but ready to make a statement.
Yeah, the pressure that I went through last year was tough, but made me stronger mentally, grew a thicker skin, and I've always been tough, always wanted to fight the best. That's never been an issue. What have I got to lose? I've got everything to gain. So I want to be successful in boxing, and the only way to be successful is taking on good challenges, and this is just another one that I'm looking forward to competing with.
We were joking yesterday, I think it was, about fighters fighting YouTube guys, and you just said to me, I always fight these top guys. You look at that run from the 15th fight, Dillian Whyte, Charles Martin, Dominic Brazil, Eric Molina, Vladimir Klitschko, Carlos Takam, Joseph Parker, Alexander Povetkin, Andy Ruiz, Kubrat Pulev. Do you feel that sometimes you don't get the credit you deserve for the level of opposition that you've been facing? Or is that not why you're here? You don't want that credit, you just know you're continuously ready to improve and fight the best?
I want to promote boxing. I don't want the credit. I don't yearn for it. I want to promote boxing. I'm very motivated. I'm hungry. That's why I put myself forward for any opportunity. I've got a family to feed. I've got friends that I want to do business with. The world's my oyster. But at the end of the day, I can't expect anyone to love me if I don't love myself. So I respect myself, and that's why I put in work every single day.
I know it was difficult for you in the Ruiz rematch to keep those reins tied in, when you pinged Ruiz and you hurt him. You even said to me after the fight, was that all right? Was it entertaining? I said, no, you've done the business and you had a strict game plan for that fight. A lot of people asking if the maturity and what you learned throughout that experience will make you more cautious, or we're still going to see that guy who loves to knock people out.
I've been fighting at a top level ever since I went into the gym. I had a 3-year amateur career, and I went from walking into a gym to competing at the European Championships, Strandja, box size, World Championships, Olympic Championships. I've been punched by the strongest people many times, and I'm still here today. So that never changed me. So because I took a little loss to Ruiz, I don't think that's enough to change someone like me. I've got a lot of character. Every fighter trains hard, but it's character that separates us. And I feel like I've got a lot of character, and I'll be keen to stand there. I'm going to go into the fight. I'm definitely going to get hit, and he's going to get hit as well. So I'll be the last man standing.
Obviously, it's been a difficult time for business, for the public, for sport. 1,000 people back in, and 1,000 lucky people as well. You've been down, you've experienced fight camp, you've experienced the Wembley residency as well for Usyk against Chisora. But it'll be good to see people, won't it, back in the arena with a smile on their face, and good to see fans back supporting boxing in the arena.
That'll be good for them, but my focus is just on Pulev. No disrespect to the fans coming in, but I've got a serious job that I need to complete, and then God willing, I'm confident I'll enjoy the victory after.
And finally, I know you rate Kubrat Pulev, don't you? You rate him as a class fighter. You enjoy fighting quality heavyweights. He's been operating at the top level for a long, long time. You excited for this fight? You ready for this fight? You ready to put in a great performance? I heard you say you don't think this fight will go to the final bell.
I know Kubrat Pulev for many years. I was in the training camp when his brother was sparring Warren Baster. I was in Vladimir Klitschko's camp when he was preparing for Kubrat Pulev. So I understand some of the tactics that needs to go into beating Pulev. And I'm prepared for it to go to the final bell. Of course, I feel like I'm a 15-round fighter. I'm not a 12-round fighter. I'm a 15-round fighter, so if it needs to go to 12 rounds, I'll be more than capable to carry my stamina, to carry my boxing IQ, my concentration and my strength until the final bell.
Well, thank you, Anthony. Thank you, Kubrat. Thank you to all the teams. Thank you to the public. Thank you for everybody that's continued to support boxing during these times. We end the year with the biggest bang possible. In my opinion, the best heavyweight in the world, defending his unified world heavyweight titles against mandatory challenger Kubrat Pulev, live on Sky Sports box office in the UK and DAZN around the world. Whatever you do, do not miss this. Gentlemen, if we could have a head-to-head up here, please.
That's it, friend.
Champion.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. Okay, so I think Anthony Joshua is going to just join us very briefly on our stream here. Adam Smith, just while we wait. A few words exchanged at the head-to-head there. Not, I say exchange, they came from Kubrat Pulev. In fact, I won't get a chance. Anthony, just on that line there, if you feel that you want to take it off, you can take it off just for this. I'm going to pull mine down there so you can hear me. He said something to you at the head-to-head there. Would you tell us what that was, if you can repeat it without swearing, if there was any swearing in it?
No swearing, just a good fight, interesting fight. That was it, simple.
It's been not the smoothest of build-up because of COVID-19. In what ways has this preparation been different for you?
Hasn't been different because professional sports have been allowed to carry on. I've been training. The only thing that we've done is taking COVID tests every week, make sure that we're all A-OK. Took COVID tests before we come into the environment. So everyone's clean, everyone's prepared. No change for me. I lived the life and we're here now to perform.
You two should have met back in 2017. Did you always think that your paths would cross again?
Anyone's path. Anyone. I've got a long list of all the heavyweights and I'm knocking them off. From 2000 and I reckon about 2013, my uncle gave me a list of all the heavyweights, and he put like next to them what they are. So like, you know, Chisora X, Klitschko X, this one X, and I'm knocking them off. So Pulev is on that list, and he's another opponent. So it's a matter of when. He's still here. He's been around for years, and he's still here now. So he's lucky enough to experience what it's like to fight me.
One day we want to have a look at that list and see how many you crossed off at the end of it. His whole team were predicting knockouts there. Do you think that is to try and G him up, or do you think he believes he can come here and knock you out?
He believes it, of course. I'm a good boxer though. I know how to hit and not get hit, and I know how to get hit and come back 10 times stronger. So it's not going to be an easy task, but good luck to him. I'm going in there to outbox and put on a good performance.
In the 3 years that have passed, do you believe that you are a better boxer now than you were then? And if so, in what ways are you different?
Definitely, much better, definitely, because I'm dedicated, I'm proper, I'm serious about boxing. I'm looking for improvement. At the end of the day, when it's all said and done, it's only my name that gets mentioned. I've had it on the winning end and I've had it on the losing end, so it's my name, so I'm really dedicated because I want my name to always be on the winning side. So yeah, I've definitely improved a lot.
And just for the whole build-up, we thought there would be no fans. We thought it would be behind closed doors. Has the 1,000 fans changed your mindset or your outlook on the fight at all? I know you say the fans can't fight for me, but there will be 1,000 fans cheering for you now.
Yeah, I hope they enjoy a whole night. It's not just me on the card. They've got a massive undercard as well, so there's many like talented fighters. So they're going to enjoy a spectacle night of boxing. It's going to be good for them because it's intimate, so they're going to enjoy a unique experience. But for me personally, tunnel vision. All other fights that have been mentioned, I'm not really interested in, just Kubrat Pulev right now.
You said up there it's last man standing. Just how confident are you that it's going to be you? Very the answer. I already know the answer to the question.
Yeah, I'm ready. Thank you very much.
Okay, so I think Eddie Hearn's loitering there. It would be good to talk to him, but we might get Kubrat Pulev, who's sort of... I don't want to put you in a situation there, Eddie, where, you know, I don't want to put you in a situation, basically. No. Okay, Eddie, come on. I can always stop you. No. Did he fist bump you and break your hand as well?
No, he actually shook my hand this time. It hurt more. Yeah. But I enjoyed it. I mean, the two things that stand out were, you know, the conversation in the head-to-head, which is good, and also Pulev's word when he faced the camera, which is new champion. And, you know, he got a little stare from AJ as well. So nice respect. But listen, these guys know they don't need to roll around on the stage. They're fighting for the Unified World Heavyweight Championship on Saturday.
Kubrat, just very briefly, your reaction to the press conference. How do you feel now that you've gone head-to-head with Anthony Joshua?
I feel all the time happy. I love fighting, and I love to fight. And I'm happy now because the fight is fact. And we are here, and I'm ready.
What did you say to him at the face-to-face?
Ask him.
Yeah, I did. He didn't really say either. He just said that you said it was going to be a good fight.
Yeah.
Those quotes from Bob Arum, I mean, Bob's not here, but they must be very reassuring to you that he's saying, Kubrat Pulev, my man, he's going to win by knockout.
I don't go for win with knockout. I just my strategy, my everything is for winner. Maybe knockout, yeah, because this is boxing heavyweight for sure.
We had a lot of comments on our live stream last night regarding your open workout about how lean, how slim you look. Would you go as far as saying this is the best prepared that you could be, the best preparation of your career, perhaps?
I think so, but for sure I can't say this after the fight. But I'm really strong now with much power, and I'm ready. And my heart won't fight.
Yeah, the talking is almost done. He said to you, "I'm prepared to be the last man standing." Will you say the same now? Are you prepared to be the last man standing?
Yes, of course. I will be.
Thank you very much for joining us. Okay, I mean it. Eddie, you're lucky that we couldn't see that on camera. I'm just going to bring our camera back around. I'm gutted that we didn't get that on camera. You look like you started that out, but he kind of went almost nose to nose with you there, and you played it cool enough, I think.
Yeah, really cool. Yeah, really cool. Basically, yeah, every week, every time, like I've just been doing that, obviously.
Yeah, it's a serious fist bump.
Yeah, well, it's not even a fist bump.
It's a punch.
Yeah,
It's a punch that's
and I just went to him, oh, stop it, and then he just grabbed my arm, and I was like, you know, yeah, these guys are big, strong guys. This is what I always say, Andy. If it ever went off up there,
You took a mick out of me for Alan Babbage, and you've just fallen straight into that trap.
If I took a jab, you'd never see me again, right? So, like, I just took a fist pump. I've nearly had to go to hospital. I'm brittle, all right? So, he's been relaxed, Kubrat. I mean, I think he's enjoyed the environment. You know, there's something about these bubbles, isn't there, where I don't know if enjoyable is the right word, but there is a good spirit in here. You know, everyone that's in here around the fighters. You know, tomorrow we have 14 fighters here who all chasing the same goals, to be the best, to achieve in life, to chase their dreams. So everyone's here with the same vision, and Kubrat's here to become world heavyweight champion. AJ's here to defend it, but you know, there is a mutual respect, and he's a good guy and they've got a good team, but you know, I don't know, it gets to this point where you start looking and debating, and you know, and I just said to Adam Smith, I said, he looks good, Pulev, doesn't he? You know, he looks fit. He looks light, and when he's standing there saying, I'm ready. And one thing you know from Kubrat Pulev, he will do everything he can to win on Saturday night. I think you're going to get a brilliant fight, because this isn't a guy that we chose out of the rankings because we thought it'd be an easy night. This is a mandatory challenger who's earned his shot, who's been a world-class heavyweight for a long, long time. Rob McCracken knows, AJ knows, that's why they've trained diligently for this challenge. It's not going to be easy. He's going to have to hit him, and he's going to have to hit him hard enough so that he can't get up. One defeat on Kubrat Pulev's record, Vladimir Klitschko, and that's what he had to do to stop Pulev. Make sure he couldn't beat the count. He will keep getting up, he will keep trying. You've got to button him down to the canvas. And he's got the ability and the power to do it.
What about that message you played from Bob Arum? I mean, you wouldn't have played it if he sort of played it down, but he stoked it there, didn't he? He's predicting that his man is going to come here and win by knockout.
I've heard a lot more aggressive interviews in the last week from Bob Arum than we heard here. I thought that was quite respectful for Bob. You know, he told me the other night, we were talking about the Tyson Fury fight, and he said, no disrespect, but I wouldn't bother talking about that until Sunday because I really believe your man's getting knocked out. You know, they believe Pulev will win this fight. People still see or think they see vulnerabilities in Anthony Joshua from the Ruiz fight. I believe he's ironing them out. I believe he's a world-class heavyweight. I believe he's the best heavyweight on the planet. And I believe on Saturday he'll go some way to proving that. But he's going to have to be. You know, a subpar performance will mean everything's over. The belts go back again. We can't afford that. You know, we can't lose the opportunity to keep this undisputed run going. We nearly lost it in Madison Square Garden. He had to work his proverbials off to come back and win them back. Not making the same mistake twice. He ain't making the same mistake twice. He's ready to do whatever it takes on Saturday night. He's ready to prove he's the best heavyweight in the world.